Hey, second graders. All right. Today for math, we are going to be doing a measuring activity. You will need a notebook, a pencil, and a ruler. A ruler that has inches and centimeters because we are going to be practicing in both. Now, if I look at my ruler, I know that you're not going to be able to see it that well. If I look on the side with inches, I notice that there are 12 inches in a ruler or 12 inches in 1 foot. This is called a foot. Not like the foot on your leg, but a foot with 12 inches. If I flip this around and look at the centimeter side, the side that has the numbers closer together, I notice that there are 30 centimeters in a foot. All right, so after you watch this lesson, you're going to go through the slides that are below this. Now, you could measure these on your iPad, or if you had a printer, you could ask your grown-ups at your house if they could print the slides from this presentation or this activity. So you would be having a paper version, which might be easier. Now, if you don't have a ruler, maybe you can go out and grab one. We are going to be doing measuring for a little while, and having this might be helpful. I don't have enough rulers to send home. So that's the only bummer, and we still need to learn this skill. So I can't show you how I'm going to measure because I have my computer. But what you're going to do is on your paper, you are going to write the number of the task card. So here's task card number 1. And I have an issue with this task card because it says, what is the length? And really what it should say is, what is the height? Because it's going up and down, which would tell me how tall the bunny is or the height, but not the length. So I'm going to write number 1 for this, and we're just going to ignore that. We're going to say, what is the length? And so I wrote number 1 for my task card. You could go ahead and number 1 through 12 and skip a line in between each. So 1, skip a line, 2, skip a line, 3, skip a line, all the way to 12. So go ahead and do that now. All right. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12. Now you're going to measure in inches first, and then you're going to flip the ruler around and measure in centimeters. Now, just as a reminder, when you are measuring something, so I'm going to show you on this marker. Say I'm measuring this marker. I need to make sure that the small numbers go first, so I'm not going to start on the big numbers. My small numbers have to line up, or the edge of my ruler has to line up exactly to the edge of my ruler. Ruler and marker are exactly the same. And then I'm going to look all the way at the number that it ends on. Now, it's a little bit past the 5, but it's closer to 5 than 6. So this marker would be 6 inches long. So I'm going to write that next to number 1. I'm going to write 6 inches. Now, you're not going to do that because your bunny is going to be different. I'm just showing you what you're going to be doing. So ignore, you're not writing anything yet. You still need to measure the bunny, but this marker was 6 inches. So I would write 6 inches. For you, after you measure the bunny and you figure out in inches how long it is, you'll write however many inches the bunny is. Okay, then after you do it in inches, you are going to still measure the same thing. So you'll still be measuring the bunny. I'm still going to be measuring this marker, but I'm going to flip it over to my centimeters. And so this time I'm going to measure the same object, the marker, but this time in centimeters. So I'm lining it up, and then I notice that it's closer to 14. So I'm going to write that my marker is 14 centimeters. In centimeters, you can write, instead of writing that big old word out, you can just write cm. So here's what it's going to look like. This is 6 inches. And then when I wrote 14 centimeters, I just wrote a C and an M. So my marker is 6 inches or 14 centimeters. It's the same length, but the numbers that represent it, depending on the unit that you use, inches or centimeters, makes it look different. So let me do this bunny one. I'm going to use my ruler. Now my computer's big, so my task card, my length for it might be different. But so, for example, when I measure this on my computer screen, I'm getting that the bunny is 2 inches. And then remember, I'm going to do it the same object in centimeters. I'm flipping my ruler around. So my bunny is 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Okay, so you're going to do that with all 12 of the task cards. I only have 6 of the task cards up right now. You'll do all 12. Okay, so I will add 6 more. When you are done with that, so maybe you finish and you still have 30. Remember, math time should be 30 to 45 minutes. So you're setting that timer. And if your timer hasn't gone off yet and you're all done with this, then I would make a choice board choice. I'm going to add a few. Actually, this is what it's going to be. So this is the measuring in inches. You did it a few days ago, but if you want more practice doing that, it's the Boom Deck. Pattern shapes. Prodigy, there is an assignment that I'm going to create for measuring. That would be great practice. I might also do the shape one to refresh what we did last week, and then practice counting by tens to 1,000. So I would do this in chunks. So counting by tens to 1,000 is a lot. So maybe you count from 10 to 200 and you do some sort of fun exercise between 10 and 100. So you could do jumping jacks while you count from 10 to 100, and you could do arm stretches while you count from 100 to 200. Okay, so you can make it a little bit more fun than just sitting there and going 10, 20, 30. Okay, make it fun. Exercise, stretch those legs. So after you are done with that, you will be done with math for the day. Remember, centimeters and inches, you would use this tool. There's all sorts of things or tools that you can use to measure. This is just one tool to measure length, height, and width. And you would use this to measure smaller things. So I could use this to measure books or markers or scissors or water bottles or Post-it notes or glue sticks, things that are this size or smaller. But I would not use this to measure my car or the school or my house. Those types of big things, I would use a different kind of measuring tool. All right, so I want you to think about that. And if I didn't say this on the video, one last thing, I'm all over the place. One last thing, when you are estimating how long something is, I like to look at my pinky, and 1 inch is about half of your pinky. And so if you can take that, right, half of my pinky, that's about 1 inch. So if I don't have a ruler, I want you to use a ruler when you're measuring, but there's a lot of times when I'm out and I see something that I really like, and I know that I have a space at my house that is about 9 inches, and I have to take what I know about how big an inch is and apply it to that item to be like, do I have room at my house? And I have to estimate. Okay, that's about 8 inches. I think that will fit, that kind of thing. So I want you to do that with items around your house. After you're done measuring the task cards, see if you can start estimating the length of things around your house. And then if you have a ruler, measure it after. Were you right? A good estimate is within 1 or 2 inches from your guess, right? So if I guess that this is, I'm looking at my pen, I know that this is about 1 inch, so 1, 2, Okay, I'm going to guess that this is 5 inches. Okay, so if then I measure it, it is a little over 5 inches. So I had a good guess, right? I didn't guess 8. I didn't guess 2. A good guess would have been guessing 5, 6, 4, all close numbers. All right, go ahead, practice. I hope you have a ruler. If you don't have a ruler and you aren't able to get one, you can always email me and I can try to get you one. I don't have a big stash, so do your best. And again, let me know if you don't have one or no, there's none in your house. Ask first though, okay? You never know. Someone might have a ruler and you never knew it existed. All right, good luck.